happening?
What is it? Oh, I guess I can just sit down, huh?
Yes, you can.
Sit on down.
Jericho, no walls. We in the house.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
We are back and we are doing it and we are doing it well.
Doing it.
We're not from Queens, but we do love Brooklyn. Y'all know.
Go Brooklyn. Go Brooklyn.
We're one short today because Erica Jakes is out of the country doing her thing.
For her birthday.
She's over there in London doing it up. And so shout out to you, Erica Jakes. We miss you. We love you. And we are in the house. Pound that like button. Make sure you go on in there, hit that notification button.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Click on all notifications. Because you want to make sure you catch everything that we do. We got some big things popping and a bunch of little things that's finna stop. Y'all know what I'm saying?
Big things popping, little things stopping.
That's
Come
right.
on now.
That's right. Because we are here in the A, and just like it's been 50 years of hip hop going on just the other day, we had the BET Awards here live in town on the 3rd. They were out at Cobb Energy Center, which is a beautiful complex that we have here.
It's a big upgrade because normally the awards have been at the historic Atlanta Civic Center.
Really? Yeah. Oh my Lord. Definitely an upgrade.
Huge upgrade.
It's a very for real, y'all. And so we had the show here, and as usual, it's a lot of interesting fashion out of the awards, BET Awards and hip hop. It's a lot different than other shows. Some people, you get all different types of dress. We get a lot of different types of flesh too at these awards. And people come, how they do, Swiss Beats. He had his thing on, looked like it was some type of blue jean thing. And when they all came down, he had on Tim's in the end. On his feet, and then you had your girl from Memphis,
Glow.
She had her flow on, it looked like she had the big, the long brown boots, and it looked like it was fur going all around.
All of
the church members.
What I will say about Glow, that I thought was good, because y'all know how I feel about this generation. They are. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I meant to tie this on my head. And
She's gonna show y'all how she do it.
This is how she do it.
And do.
She wrap that head and do it.
Yep. Listen. So listen. So what happened with the situation with Glow? I was wondering why I was feeling like things weren't doing what I needed them to do. So what I like about it is that this generation, y'all know, I say this all the time, this is the no panty, no bra generation. They don't wear underclothes because I guess they find them or deem them to be unnecessary. That's much better. Okay, so seemingly they deem them to be unnecessary. And so when it comes to awards, especially like the hip hop awards, that's not doing what I want to do. Especially like the hip hop awards, these girls ain't got no panties and no bras on. And so they're letting everything hang, slang, and dangling. Like it's crazy. And so what I can say about Glorilla that I did like is I like the fact that though she was, she wasn't scantily clad. It looked nice. It was still tasteful for it is the hip hop awards, right? So we know, what be coming with it. So I feel like I love her look that she had on. It is fall. It's really October.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. Long boots have never really gone out of style. So that was good. I like that she did the first skirt and the small. And her body. It's made for her body. It looks nice for her body. But it was some other ones.
I agree.
Yeah.
It was some other ones like what's my girl I was just talking about? Sexy Red.
Oh, and Erica Banks.
No, I liked Erica Banks.
You like what Erica Banks?
I like what Erica Banks had on. The only thing with the Erica Banks situation, and y'all know, like I'm a stylist in real life, so the only thing about the Erica Banks situation for me,
for
for me, is that she had on a nice dress that was tasteful, though it was see-through, it still was tastefully see-through, but I shouldn't have been able to see her areolas.
Right. Right.
That's
That
the
was
thing.
I could see her areolas.
Didn't we see some areolas during
I'm sure we did.
Revolt?
I'm sure we did.
I'm sure we did. You sure we did? Oh.
And there's
It's just one memorable arrow.
we have to understand.
They done got so common now. Ain't none of them was sadly disabled. So true.
But Bishop, we had to get to a point, man, where like the scripture says, let everything be done decent and in order.
We got to get back there.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing wrong with, you know, you got nice arms, you got nice body, all that type of stuff. But some things you go to a point of indecency. You know,
indecent exposure is no longer viable, I believe, because
we desensitized to.
Yeah.
Ooh, baby.
But just because you're going to the beach in a bikini, that doesn't mean it has to be see-through. You see what I'm saying?
But how about if you ain't going to the beach in a bikini and you still got on a bikini?
Right.
I said a high minute bikini.
Because you know what?
Bikini, not bikini.
So can we just say decent and in order? We don't have to over Bible it.
Yeah.
You know, and we can just kind of be like, hey, if you're going to an after 5 event, put on a nice gown if you're a lady.
Yeah.
Well, now gowns are officially see-through.
Okay.
And that's the only time you catch them with their panties on. And normally the ones that you catch their panties on are from our generation, because the other ones gonna have on a thong or they may cover their hoo-ha.
Well, young Devin was nice.
Yeah, she got a mama, a grandmama, and an auntie somewhere.
Yeah,
it's a difference.
Young
you can
Devin
tell
looked really nice.
When no shade to nobody who may not have had that, but you can tell you've been raised and you are reaching for something else, because it's a difference. Because not only was that going on, there also was Fashion Week going on overseas.
Yeah,
and
it's true.
When I do my fashion wrap up this week, follow me on Instagram. But when you see that, you're gonna see the difference from me critiquing the hip hop awards and then talking about, because like so many people, but two standouts for me was Ava DuVernay and our girl Issa Rae, who came in with the yellow, with the monochromatic, was serving, giving all day long. And you know what? I even take somebody that's in this particular generation, but it's always timeless and tasteful. And that's Miss Zendaya.
Yes.
She don't come to play. Her and La Roche, they don't come to play. They don't.
Always
and very intentional. Nice. And the dress that she wore to the Louis Vuitton show, deep V, high split, still very tasteful.
Still very tasteful.
Still very tasteful. So it's all, the ability to get it done is there. One of the things I'm constantly talking about is that we need some kind of balance. And it ain't no balance. If I can see your breast and your booty, it ain't no balance.
Oh my.
That's why I said decent. Because see, we get to a point where we go past decent and you become indecent. So
it's a lot of indecent.
Excuse me. And out of order.
Plenty of out of order. Plenty.
A lot of out of order.
But we are very happy here in Atlanta to be having the BET Awards, the Hip Hop Awards here.
Especially having them back, because they left us for 1 year, so they've been back ever since.
And shout out to the Cobb Energy Center for the work that y'all did. It was really nice. It looked great. Atlanta represented big time. You know, everything was cool until we saw, Lord Jesus, what's the little girl name? I can't even think of the name, Jesus. What is her name? Her name is Janae Weary.
What happened? What happened with
that?
I call her Janae Weary because that's her.
That's her.
I don't even want to. I want to deal with her government because.
Nene.
Yeah, Nene. Because Lord Jesus, I'm just trying to see how in the hot ham and all types of hemoglobin and peppernickel and pumpkin juice is going on around here. What?
I mean,
I'm gonna tell you that we've had some stuff that's just been terrible, some words that have been terrible said in music before. I think my main issue with it, Kay, is that there's so many young ladies that are listening to her. I'm talking about teen and early teen and preteen, and I'm talking about they know all the lyrics to her songs. Like, how in the hot mess and peanut butter is like, how did these folks get this stuff?
And can I just say for the record, especially, and I know we're talking about everybody, so yeah. I'm gonna speak for the young men, okay? Well, let me speak for the young man as a older man.
Okay.
Our generation is way over sexualized.
Yes.
Like
Super.
Our young people are inundated with sex, not like gender roles, but the actual act of
it.
In the single digits. Like or it's funny to me how we don't have, as a society, nobody wants to talk about sex itself to young children, but you're willing to expose them to same-sex parents.
Okay.
Or same-sex relationships.
That's true.
But you know what I mean? It's
we're getting ready to have the Pride parade and everything here in Atlanta, and they've got a ton of events set up for the youth to attend, for children to attend.
See, how is it that we have laws that people that are not minors can't sleep with minors, but you don't have any problem with minors going to such events?
I think that goes into where people feel classified nowadays, and I feel like I don't know. Y'all know my viewpoint. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not feeling how I'm looking on camera today, so I have to
fix it, Jesus. Fix it like you said you would.
Okay, yeah. I'm feeling that a little bit better.
Is
Erica, hurry up and come back home.
Listen, let me tell you something. Joseph and I. Now we've known each other for we running up on the better part of 20 years.
We're going toward 24, 25, some even, some odd.
So I say all this just to say this. We understand our roles especially when it comes to music. We attack music like a dirty player.
That's right.
He goes high, I go low. I take the bass, he's gonna take the melody line.
That's right. We work in coordination. Gotta coordinate.
Shout out to the late great John Witherspoon.
Shout out to John. We love you, John.
We do. We miss him too.
Yeah, rest in peace, sir.
AK is like, anyway, I don't know what I'm doing with these.
So yeah, this is better. I didn't realize
it looks like
I was
a
looking
crown.
like fit for a queen. Anyway, so this
Janae Weary.
Sexy red.
It's terrible. It's awful.
I feel like this. I get
what is going on?
where this is her culture, like where she come from. She's speaking these things and all that. But I think that it's just, I don't know. I look forward to the evolution of her. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, because
I look forward to the evolution of her because she will eventually evolve. All artists do. She new in the game. And right now, she doing what she feel like is the persona, or maybe not even persona, who she is. Because somebody that I'll use in comparison with that is Sukiyama.
Right.
So same
She
about that gutter butter life. Gutter butter.
Okay.
Bust it wide open life.
Tell them bring it back.
Yeah, listen, bring it back, flip it around, and take it again. But if you look at Suki at the Hip Hop Awards, after these few years, she done been on Love and Hip Hop Miami and just different things, and she's really getting more into her brand. Now, this is the same woman who talk about eating booty and all of these different things on a man, but she's able to present differently. There is an elevation. Now it took some time because Suki was right there with the same thing. But I think it just takes some time in the evolution of her. Because the other thing is, and I don't know that Sexy Red is a mom or anything like that.
Well, if she becomes one, then she gonna.
That's a whole nother story. But Suki is a mom and she still be talking about all of that different stuff. And it is what it is. Listen, no judgment. But there's a difference in how she looks. Matter of fact, Suki is one of the looks that I did like. It was revealing in its own right, but it still was tastefully done. She looked really nice, and she was covered. It wasn't areolas and clitoris or something. So.
Right. Right. And that's important, man. That's the long and the short of it. You know,
she didn't come out with the camel.
Speaking of long and short, Bishop, you seen that basketball? Well, she used to play basketball. Liz Cambridge. She used to play for the Lakers her last stint, man. She's like 6'9.5".
Suki looked good.
Oh, Suki did look.
Let me see.
She did look taken.
Hey, Suki. Yeah, she did. You know what?
That is brown girl.
She was tasty. Yeah, they probably.
We're gonna fix.
We'll make it so the slide we can slid on the slide. But
right over.
But she's like 6'9.5", but she's almost 6'10".
Okay.
Basically, if she stood up, you stood next to her, you would be about at her hips, maybe. Maybe.
Wow.
Well, she got a short back.
She's really. She's 6'10". She's 6'10", and she's like 6'9 3/4".
Yeah.
If she put on 4-inch heels, she's like 7'1". So
That's a
Bishop, do you think that you could date someone that's that tall? No. Even if she was really, really, really into you.
Now, if she's into me, that's a whole different ballgame. I just have found it that if, and I'm not a short guy either. I'm 6 feet. But even at 6 feet, I've dated women that were taller or as tall as I am, and honestly, there was hardly ever any sparks. Just saying what it was. It just wasn't. One of them kissed me on the forehead.
It's like you're a child.
Forehead kisses. A forehead kiss is rather romantic. Can be.
I mean,
you been petty now. Real.
Well, I'm just telling you.
So cute.
See,
Help him, Jesus.
See, there's a difference. See, the only difference between handsome and cute is probably about 6 inches. Okay. Let me fix it up.
Things that make you go.
Doesn't matter how. Listen. So.
I mean, because in here, this is like what, 16-foot, 20-foot ceilings?
No, it's not.
No, about 10.
It's 10. Yeah.
10?
Yeah.
Okay, so you, I mean, some of the guys that I've seen coming out of Africa recently, the athletes and stuff, they're 7'5", 7'7". Okay, that would put you like a little bit above their kneecaps. Could you date a man that's 7'7"? I mean,
he scared of heights, but I'm down to climb.
See, listen, it's different. I'm telling you. See, that's why I said the dude that's like 5'3", but good looking, he's cute. Cute is reserved for young men, dogs, children.
I mean, out of 5'5".
Here you go.
I'm just saying.
Poor little Kevin Hart.
Kirk Franklin. Kirk.
Tink, tink.
And we love Kirk. Kirk is the GOAT. Kirk Franklin
He's about that tall, too.
He may not be that tall.
You see what I'm saying? And he ripped the shreds. But guess what? At best, to most women, he gonna be cute.
Oh.
And I don't want to be cute. I want to be your man.
Oh, little tink tink.
I want to be your man.
I want to be your man.
Shout out to Roger Trotman.
I want to
Ohio.
I want to give
Y'all know
the
what time it
forehead
is.
kiss.
I'm from the Dayo. Y'all know what it is.
I want to give the forehead kiss. I don't want to get the forehead kiss.
Getting a forehead kiss can be romantical.
Oh, Lord.
Not standing up.
Oh, Jesus.
Maybe not.
You see what I'm saying?
But if you at her waist, it would be. What if
Oh
you just
my
on your
gosh.
knees and she just embrace you and just kiss you on your
You ever heard the sound when the person loses on Mario Brothers? or Pac-Man? Boo 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 boo. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, deflated.
Deflategate.
Deflated.
Oh my Lord.
I'm trying to tell you. But check, y'all. Everybody know how to do these expensive dates. You know, there's been a lot of that, you know, online. take me out to this place, you need to spend a certain amount, 4-star restaurant, 5-star restaurant. And so really everybody, if you don't know how to do an expensive date, it's not that hard. Just find an expensive restaurant or something like that and go spend $200, $300, $400, $500 right quick. And that's an expensive date, but what many people don't know is how to do an inexpensive or frugal, something that does not take a lot of money or even any money at all. It's really romantic, fun, lighthearted, and enjoyable. So, Bishop, do you have any nice frugal dates that you
listen,
idea?
Listen, I'm just gonna let you know right now, the best.
It's the voice. It's the voice.
The best.
The best.
And I mean
the best.
First
Is that
first date
to come?
and you just really want to get to know someone,
Okay.
go get coffee.
Not the cup of Joe.
Cup of Joe. She don't like it. She don't like it already. But listen.
And if you know how much coffee costs nowadays, you don't spend about 50.
Now, I will say.
So a good cup of Joe, you don't spend right. And I ain't even a coffee person. I really drink cup of Joe at cup of Joe. So
Yeah, and I mean, if you really want to go to a nice place, you want to pick a nice coffee spot that's relatively quiet to where you all can talk and have a conversation. Maybe you can have a little fun with ordering. Mm-hmm. What are you gonna have? Try to get a feel for each other's personalities. Again, this is more of a first date, trying to get to know you type of thing. Mm-hmm. Or maybe you met someone on a dating app, mm-hmm. which we know now that 50% of all relationships start online or on the dating app.
It's true.
So
COVID changed it all.
Listen, and I know who our demographic
I was on there before COVID, so
you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So again, it's important for you to have good frugal dates to kind of, possibly lead to other things.
Yeah.
So you can have the coffee date, you can sit and if you're having a good conversation for an hour and a half, 2 hours, then you two can then choose if you want to continue the date elsewhere, mm-hmm. or you can cut the date short, or if you just have time restraints and you just want to, try another day, you can do that. So it's one of those dates that provides options.
Kay, do you have an idea of a frugal date?
And this date can go, if you're gonna do like what Markell said, and it's a first date, this is a very good thing, and you could use it especially if, I think Bishop Greg Davis says this, if you're collecting data.
Collecting data.
That's what we call data.
Yes.
We call it data collection. You can get some of these relationship cards. They're normally like anywhere from $15 to $25.
I like those.
But that investment of that, you can use that for multiple dates to get to know the person. Listen, I'm just trying to help y'all out.
That's a really good idea, y'all.
To do is set up like a picnic type of situation. You can go get some sandwiches from like a Publix or something like that and get a nice meal, kind of find some things. You can always do like crudité, so like some carrots, some celery, and things like that. Matter of fact, if you get on YouTube, you can go get one of the little small veggie things and some crackers. You can go to like, even Dollar Tree have them. Like they have like a little decorative type crackers, but you could do, because the charcuterie boards are really popular. So you can do a charcuterie board, which wouldn't take a whole lot.
Have you bought cheese?
Not if you buy if you buy this from Dollar Tree, which is for $1.25, because it's no longer $1.
Okay.
I'll get on the soapbox with it. But anyway. Go there and you can get the stuff to make a charcuterie board. It may cost you $10 to $15. You can even get the basket there. Nothing super, super big, but you can do that. Get 2 nice wine glasses, get some wine, go and find you a blanket. If you don't have one, go to TJ Maxx. Now listen, let me tell y'all about this. I'm about to put y'all on game a little too good.
She really is.
Put them on game.
Because all of these things that y'all fixing to buy are reusable.
That's right.
That's number one. So you invest in a basket, again, that you can get at Dollar Tree. All you need is to lay the blanket over the basket. So you got your wine glasses, your wine, And you have the card, so you can get down on the ground. And guess what? If it's the weather, because I know the weather is changing and things of that nature, so you can do it at home, or you can go to. There are several different spaces now where you can go and do meditation downtown Atlanta. So you can go in there, so you can actually be on the inside, and y'all can have this same little moment and go through the cards. And depending on how these answers, you can kind of decide whether or not you want to go on another date. But it's also great conversation starters to get to know the person and see how they think, to see if this is even somebody you potentially would like to see again. And you may have spent $50 in a hole and all, and to re-it up, you may spend another $20. So for about $100, you can go on 3 dates.
Now, Kay took like a lot of what I was gonna give y'all, because one of my favorite things to do was to do the picnic. And you gather your stuff.
And it's so sweet.
You go out and you gather everything, you get your blanket, you go to a mosquito-free zone park and just sit down and sit. It'd be really, really nice. But let me just add something to that. One of the big things that goes on in I'm not sure where y'all are, but in Atlanta and Houston and Dallas is the Wind Down Wednesdays.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they have these things in the park, and it's jazz being played. You can bring your chair, your personal libations, and pour it up and sit there and talk and listen to the jazz. It's very inexpensive. A lot of ladies love the jazz. An outdoor area and thing, and it allows you, if you want, some of them is dress up, some of them is all white, a lot of them is dressed down, and so but those things are really nice to do. And I'm gonna give you another little secret. Here in Atlanta,
this is a married man, huh?
Yeah,
we're giving y'all the keys.
Listen, we have
I got the keys.
Listen, I got the keys. One of my first dates that I was famous for doing, or even a second date, is to I always ride foreign, I always ride German, and so yeah, I ride German, so BMW, Mercedes, Audi, something like that. That's some of my favorite. But
one of our future spots.
You get the same type of picnic type of style thing, but we go to the Atlanta airport. And they got spots where you can pull and you can watch the planes take off and land. And if you get there right at dusk, you got a nice car, you can pop your windows and your sunroof, and you sit there and you watch the planes land and take off. That is so, I know so many ladies that they really love that, just watching it. They say it's incredibly romantic. You play your jazz in the car or your favorite music, set the tone. You got to set the tone with the music. Now, I want to tell you, fellas, a lot of times y'all miss out because the music can help you do stuff that you don't even have to do.
Man, that's true.
You see what I'm saying?
Man, that's true. Get you a good playlist.
The Bible say that Saul said that he need to go get David so he can drive these spirits away. Play that harp and drive these spirits away. Sometimes you get those walls that are between men and women, and you start playing that, baby, I got sick this morning. You got to start. You do some of that stuff, and the next thing you know,
they're trying to seduce somebody.
All of a sudden the walls start tumbling down. But those are just a few hot little tips and dating ideas. A lot of people out there, y'all struggling trying to figure things out. A lot of these women, they enjoy the expensive dates, but some of them, they enjoy the romanticism.
It depends on the era. It depends on the era they're from, because some of them. It's not you take them to the airport on a date, they think they getting flued out. This is the flued out generation.
No, she does have.
You have to make it clear you're going to have an outside day. You're going to be watching the planes. Let them know up front. A lot of times the picnic stuff, you let them know about that. We're going to do a picnic.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that all of what we've said are thoughtful things to do to start setting the tone, to figure out if you want to spend your $200,000-$300,000,
whatever.
Yeah, whatever your
on the drop it on the date. And I will say this, I do believe that this generation has gotten a bit lazy when it comes to courting and dating.
They ain't nobody courting.
They don't even know what that word is.
They Netflix and chill.
They don't even know what courting
Why I didn't know what Netflix and chill really meant though. How about that? I really thought it was Netflix and chill. Like, let's cuddle up. We're going to, you know what I'm saying, watch a movie. I'm good to watch a series because I'm a binge TV person. And it ain't.
That's not what they talking about.
It is not. It is not. No.
When did you find this out? I'm just curious. How many days old? Huh?
It's been some years now, but when I found out that I had kept hearing like, let's Netflix and chill, and I was like, oh, that's cool because I can see that. Like, that's a very inexpensive thing to do. You have your Netflix subscription, so you're paying it's about up to $17 now, but at that time it was like $7.99 ish. And so I'm like, oh my God, okay, that's cool. That's not bad. You know, you can invite somebody over. You can go over to a guy's house or vice versa, and y'all find something on Netflix and chill. You know, get a little food or some popcorn and just.
If you took it literally, that actually does sound pretty cool.
It
if
does.
You get to know somebody like that,
and you
get to
see if
their
y'all
environment.
And you get to see if y'all like to watch the same things or whatever the case may be. But baby,
that's not what they're talking about.
And can I say that also? Can I?
Before the opening credits, honey, the day is already rolling.
Because I love this one. Well, I'm not gonna listen. Yeah. Also, you know they have board games. You know, in card games from TV shows and things like that.
You know, I have those.
You know, and those can games. They can really be a good time. And also, instead of just concentrating on the game itself, concentrate on the side story. Matter of fact, you know what? They have
places that do that too.
At apartment 4B.
Yeah,
at apartment 4B.
Game nights.
They actually have a game at the table.
Oh.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that that's an inexpensive date.
Right. But there are places that they have game nights. They literally have game nights, and you can go on the date to the game night, and they play spades, the big size Connect 4, huge card Uno, you know.
Me going to play cards like spades on a date, if you can't play, we're not going to be, that day not going to be.
But I also let you know, if you're the type of person that like to play spades.
I need my partner to be my partner. Like, I need you to.
You gonna cut them off on date number 1?
Yeah.
You can't play spades because we're not gonna have a lot of. I love to play spades. I don't get to play often, but it's not gonna be a good thing for you because I love card games. Like, I probably own almost every like adult card game, relationship, cool things like that. The TV shows, Black Card with Gold. Like, when I say I got them, like I really like under my table. In my den, like, I mean, stack, everything. And let me be scrolling on Instagram or something in a card game. Because I find so much value in the questions. And at one time I wanted to start my own because of just things that I've seen. So they're really good and they're great for getting to know people really and asking questions that, to be very honest, I think all of us have the desire to have great communication and to be good communicators. However, most of us did not grow up with those essential skills. So these cards assist you in finding out or asking or saying different things that you wouldn't otherwise say, but it even if it crossed your mind, you couldn't articulate it, for lack of a better way. So it puts it out there, or it puts this one game I got called Last Couple Standing.
I heard that's a good game.
Baby.
I don't know nothing.
But it ain't for the weak.
Yeah, you gotta
It ain't for the weak. You and your partner best to love each other.
You got tough questions and some hard answers, for real.
Listen. It asks, like, for instance, I'm gonna give y'all 2 questions that it asks.
Help us out.
One question is, and mind you, you're saying it with your partner, is oral sex better than penetrational sex with your partner or your ex?
Oh my. Oh, whoa. With your partner or
your ex.
Oh my Lord.
That's a deep question.
It's a very deep question. And how often do we get the truth if your partner is sitting in your face?
Right.
And I think that's the main thing, right? You want the mask, the facade to come off. You want to get to that next level in that.
So much the time that I played, the people that I was playing with, I wasn't with a person at the time that I was playing. Like my person that I was with wasn't with me.
Right.
And so I'm the narrator to the game because that's all I can really be.
Right.
And it was my game.
Right.
And it was like, I would love to hear what a person you would say. And it's just like, I mean, okay, like I wasn't trying. Y'all said y'all want to play this game. You're not gonna be mad at me because this is what we doing. Like, right? But on the same token, I think that there were some very honest questions, and even when I even talked to my person, he was like, "Yeah, throw that game away." Legit. Throw it away.
But you know what though?
I didn't throw it away because I think that there's value in it.
Yeah, it is.
There is value in it. And I think we need to talk about the uncomfortable stuff.
Yeah.
You're not going to get anywhere. Okay, I'm on my soapbox, so y'all just get ready. You're not going to get anywhere in a relationship if you can't ask tough questions and receive tough answers.
That's right.
If you really want a deep connection with someone,
yes.
If you really want to go to the next level with someone, guess what? The only way you really going to get there is if you can then trust that person with knowledge, information, data, statistics.
It's true.
That you don't trust anybody else with. You got to be able to you got to be able to trust them with your heart. You got to be able to trust them with something valuable. And yes. I get that it's not always that you want to put it all out there in date number one. I get that. That's not what we're saying though.
Right.
I'm saying if you want a serious relationship, you got to be willing to be vulnerable. You want a relationship that's gonna last. You gotta have some uncomfortable truths that you know the answers to, that you gotta deal with, and so does your partner.
Yes.
In order to really get to the next level, how you expect to get to marrying somebody and they don't really know who you are? Or how do you expect said marriage to last?
That's right.
And that person doesn't know who you are. And finally, when you finally take off your makeup for the first time because you had it on for 6 months, now they got to deal with the person without, you know what I'm saying?
They don't get to meet the real person. You know, it's like your walls have been up for 6-9 months. And now you say, okay, I'm cool now. Now I'm going to let them down. Well, y'all waited 9 months to really start getting to the point. You wasted a lot of time. You know, it's like you said, things don't have to be revealed on the first day, but you got to be able to ask the real questions. And you know what? This really shouldn't be difficult, because if it's the right person, you should be able to ask that question and they should be able to answer it right back.
2 things. I agree with what they're saying. However, most people are not that comfortable with themselves to be honest with others. The number 2 thing, just to throw this in, because this has been going viral seemingly all day, because I don't really be on social media, but every time that I was on it today,
you saw it.
I kept seeing it. There's a woman who called off her wedding.
Okay.
Wedding. Now, let me just say this. For somebody who just can't wait to be a wife, married, all of those wonderful things, right? She got, let me say the question. Say what happened. Her fiance wanted to be very honest going into their marriage. So they were sharing some truths as they got into the marriage. The fiance or husband to be, however you want to phrase it, told her that he experimented with men when he was in college.
Okay.
She said, hell to the no. To the no.
Did she say that she experimented with women when she was in college?
Seemingly, in some of what I saw, because I did kind of deep dive into it a little bit, she had to have said something similar that made him feel comfortable enough to say it. Because the truth is, most men won't be honest about it.
There you go.
So I feel like she had to have said something like that. But maybe she didn't. Because the way she was hollering at him, she was like, I do not care. And he said his best friend. But then as he was fussing at her, because she was like, get away from me. And he was like, I mean, the fact that I was honest that I experimented with a few men, I think they just kind of went.
Right. That went, yeah. And see, that goes to the question, one of the large questions on the internet, especially in the manosphere and what women are talking about, pink pill and all that, is does your history matter? You know, does that body count matter, or does who
If
you
the body
been with?
count matter, this is just how I feel. If the body count matter, things like this sexy red, and the things that she speaks about and all of that, and still somebody is still sleeping with her, still choosing to want to sleep with her, and all of that, there's no shortage of men checking for baby girl.
What about the people that's been, you know, they've been LGBTQIA and then they actually changed their mind?
How many people is that? How many? If we're honest, how many people are LGBTQIA plus? Hopefully, I ain't leave none of the letters out for nobody, because it's our respect.
Hit that like button now.
Hit the like button, yeah.
It does. If I feel like, so I'm being very honest with this.
Go ahead.
These are the views of Captain Cole. Say what you want. Yeah. I feel like everybody in some form or another has been curious. Point blank period. I feel like everybody, and when I say curious, I don't mean they've tried it. Some have actually tried it. I don't. It's not saying that they've tried it or haven't tried it. What I'm saying is, I think that it has crossed everybody's mind, because I think even heterosexual men have heard and be like, hell no. But your mind has still thought like, I don't get it. Most heterosexual men that I've ever spoken to say, I don't get it. Like, I don't get how, because, you know, a lot of times they feel like, not interested in, or they say, I don't even understand how you can do that to another man. That's an ex and hoe, blah, blah, blah. But yet, you're willing to do anal with a woman. It's a turn on for some men. This is truth.
This is true.
Then I take it even a step further. All homosexual men, and I'm just talking about men because I'm sitting with two men right now. Men are not bottoms, if that makes sense. Like they don't receive, and not all of them actually do penetrational exchange. Most of them are just oral. There are plenty of bisexual, however you want to call it, whatever that.
That's why so many different versions.
It's so many versions. Like, it's so many different ways that I actually literally know two men who classify themselves as, well, they did classify themselves as gay, but now it's kind of like non-binary is what they think of. And anyway, what I'm saying is they've never actually sexually been with a man.
Just like some people,
nor a woman.
There's a lot of people
nor a
that
woman.
dream.
Now they've kissed both sexes, because you know, for a long time, I know for a fact one of them was closeted for a long time.
But that's what the power of the mind.
Oh,
there are many people that have thought of killing and murder, but they've never done it. You know, there are guys.
But that doesn't mean that they can't.
There are guys that are in the United States military. Okay. And that's what their job is to do, but they've never done it. They thought of it a million times, but they've never done it. And that goes for any type of sin that's out there. It doesn't matter what it is. If you, as a man, think it, so is he. And that's why you have to be careful.
But if the thought crossed your mind, is that how he thinking, or is that how he thought?
Well, that's really, we can't judge that. You know, I don't know, because I'm not in his mind. And that's why we judge not, lest you be judged. For the same meat you judge is the same meat you're going to be judged with. We don't know. The wheat and the tare, they got to grow together. And then God does that separating. We don't sit there and say, that's how we can talk about any subject. You know, shout out to the people that tune in. Shout out to the people that become a little bit too rough and your ears can't handle it. And you got to get out of here. But where we are, we have to be able to look at everything from a biblical worldview. You know why? Because it's happening in the world. Whether the church talks about it or not, it's still happening. So our view is, we might as well talk about it.
Might as well talk
about what's going on, because it's still happening. You see what I'm saying?
And even the Bible says in everything, get understanding.
We have to get an understanding, because I don't comprehend that. You know, I've never experienced that. But there are people, they've had all types of experiences.
Agreed.
There are children that were born addicted to crack. They weren't trying to get crack.
Yeah.
There are children born addicted to alcohol.
Yeah.
They weren't trying to get alcohol. Their mother drank the whole time she was pregnant.
Yeah.
There are people born addicted to nicotine because their mother smoked cigarettes the whole time she was pregnant. And so there are things that happen to us that we're not necessarily in control of, but we still have to deal with these hard truths.
Very hard.
Because they're happening in our families, they're happening on our jobs. You're having to deal with some of these issues in the school. It doesn't really matter where you are. These things are going to happen. So that's why we have to, like you said, the principal thing is to get wisdom. But in all our getting, you need to get some understanding.
And because guess what? It's a lot going on in this world, including even the attack in Israel. Listen,
that's right. That's just terrible.
And it is terrible. Look, but listen, am I the only one that's sitting over here thinking I never thought they stopped fighting?
I never thought they did. I thought they've been fighting since the time.
I don't, because I'm over here trying to get understanding now. But I'm just saying, when did they stop fighting?
According to the scripture, they was gonna always be fighting.
And then when they do stop,
then that's when God.
So this is the other thing. So it's so funny that you said it because I of course didn't realize that because y'all know I don't watch the news. No shade to nobody. I just don't. I be dealing with what's going on in my world right next to me. But what has happened, or that I found out that happened, or whatever, is a friend of mine whose husband actually is like the people they send over to the military, like in the military, but don't nobody know. So he's about to go over there.
Okay.
But one of his friends who goes with him, his girlfriend, family is over there. Like they were there visiting.
Oh wow.
And they ran up in their house and kidnapped them.
Wow.
What?
I found that out literally today. So it's so just ironic. Haha. Like what in the world? That happened today.
Yeah, people have been kidnapped, tortured. Some of the women they've done the unthinkable stuff to them, and it's people missing. It's Americans missing. It's people of all different types of nationalities.
They said four Americans died in the bombing.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate and it's real.
And when you look at it, and I understand what happened, which is actually just terrible and awful. But these people, they have been fighting. This is not new. Okay? If you check different dates in history, 30 years ago, 50 years ago, just look over and over again. They have these things happen consistently until it gets to a point where they say there's going to be a ceasefire. But if you actually look at it biblically, what happened was happening with Ukraine and Russia, and you look at what's happening in Israel, what's happening in Israel could actually start your World War III. That's actually biblical. That there would be a war there, and a third of mankind would be gone because of what would be happening between the two brothers, the sons of Abraham. And Abraham, as they say. It really doesn't matter how you pronounce it or look at it. These people, Sunni, Kurds, all of them Shiites, they don't get along. It's not just in Egypt or in Israel, in Iran, in Iraq, Lebanon. These people, they have different religions, and with their religion, okay, here in America, if you're Catholic and I'm Church of God in Christ, we're not trying to kill each other.
We still see each other as human beings.
We still see each other. There are a lot of black Catholics. There are white Caucasian people that are Church of God in Christ. There are Chinese people that are Church of God in Christ. There are Chinese Baptists. There are Chinese Episcopalians. In America, you truly do have the right to your religion. Literally. Unless it's some of the terrible things that have happened with our Jewish people, in general, people aren't walking up in a Kojic church and terror is happening. People that are AME, they're not going to the Baptist church and commencing to do all types of manners of evil. You see these things happening over in the Middle East, over with people who are really, if you check their blood, they are blood relatives. You know, it just, if they do a DNA test on those people, it'll show everything will show red in that same area. They didn't get any blood
from ancestors.
Yes, from anywhere else. And it's really sad to see. I think what needs to happen, now this is just my opinion, this is the opinion of Joseph Thompson, not of Jericho No Walls. I really think it needs to be some younger leaders in Israel, Jordan, Lebanon, Iran, Iraq, all these places, of people who actually, they grew up being friends with someone that's of the other religion. They grew up and they actually dated, even might have been secretly, but they dated someone that was of the other religion. And they're friends. And so their generation don't think the same way as others that are elder, where it's just hate, hate, hate. With them, it's like, no, I actually understand. And if you get some understanding, then all of a sudden you can find some peace. But like I said, that's just my opinion.
Well, you know, that actually sounds about right, because guess what? A lot of stuff didn't start happening in America until we started having some integration.
I say that.
And you know, we actually started looking like people and being viewed as human beings. Because for a long time we was the 3/4, the 3/8, excuse me. Wasn't even 3/4. 3/8. You know what I'm saying? You know, of a human being. 3/5. 3/8. Excuse me.
Whatever.
So I say all that just
Not
to say
a lot.
this. Not a whole human, right? So I say all that just to say this. I just say, listen, we gotta learn, we gotta, first of all, appreciate where you are.
That's true. That's true.
And secondly, appreciate the fact that you have the opportunity to change things.
That's true.
This probably should be my final sip, but we're gonna go ahead and get this in here anyway, because we didn't get to the sermon notes yet, and we almost we're almost there.
Yeah, but this is good though.
Yes.
Because what's been happening in the world, it's all over the news. It's on TikTok. It's on your Instagram. If you haven't seen it, you need to check it out, because what's happening in Israel right now is biblical. You can find it in Revelations. You can find it in the book of Daniel. You can find it in Ezekiel. You can find it in the prophet Isaiah. They all spoke of the war that was going to happen in the East and how a third of mankind would be leaving here. But now, and all of these would be triggering about the return of Christ. And so we have to be prayerful about these situations so that we understand what's going on, because even though it is wrong what has happened over there, there can be peace. There could be peace among men, and we should find that peace among men. Hopefully we'll find a ceasefire, so that we don't have to have this tribulation time happen with our people worldwide. Because if you don't notice, they could drop bombs over there. You say, oh, it's not affecting me. Give it about 3 days and watch your oil prices. Give it a few days and watch how much it costs for you to fill up your tank. It's going to affect you.
Premium.
It's going to affect everyone in this world. Yeah. And so, we just be prayerful about what's going on and happening with everybody. But Bishop, go ahead and get into the sermon notes.
Well, we're going to get into the sermon notes on today. And, what we wanted to talk about was the best ways to stand out. Okay, the best ways to stand out. And there are a few ways to do that, but I'm going to take about 3, maybe 4 of them. Okay. And y'all might have some as well. Okay. But thing number 1, be confident.
Be confident.
And one of the few things in being confident is knowing who you are.
This is key. You gotta be done the work.
You gotta do some work. You gotta know who you are. You gotta know your strengths, You have to know your weaknesses. You have to know what you bring to the table.
And as Kay said, you have to be to learn how to love yourself.
And whatever that thing is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so you have to be comfortable with who you are. Because if you're not comfortable with who you are, guess what?
You won't be confident.
You won't be confident. Okay? All right. So and another thing about being confident is also be yourself. Be yourself. Because
this is really important.
When you're trying to portray someone else or you're trying to act as if you're someone else, guess what? It comes across as an act.
It comes across as phony.
Most of us are not great actors. You know what I'm saying? Most of us are not great liars. And if you are an exceptional liar, then guess what? You need to find another profession, sir. Okay? So stop. So stop.
And you know what the great thing about being yourself is?
What's that?
You don't have to try. I don't have to try to be me. It's just me. And you know what? Nobody can be a better you than you.
That's true. That's true.
You're the only you we have. Anybody else is just faking the funk. They pump faking.
Pump faking. Yeah.
Be yourself.
Be yourself in all aspects. Matter of fact, if you're also yourself, you gotta dress like yourself. Kay would like this one. Dress to impress.
That's so true.
Wear yourself. Wear your personality. Be you, because in being you, you can then be number one, which is confident.
That's true.
Whatever your style is. Huh? You want to talk about style?
All I want to say is when you dress yourself, dress your body type.
That's true.
What go with you? Like one of my biggest things with everything that we talked about at the beginning of the show. Listen.
If it's too small.
If it's just not your size. If it's just not your size. Like at the end of the day, if it's low cut and your breasts hang as low as the cut.
Oh my
God. That's not proper. It's really
so
simple.
many. I think what bothers me is because there are so many things to fix and pull, tuck, snug, all of these things. So
yeah.
Just
dress yourself appropriately. And this is not just on the outside. Your spirit man on the inside.
I was working my way.
Dress yourself appropriately. You see what I'm saying?
I just feel like dress how you want to be addressed.
Get yourself together because you got somewhere to go. And we praying that you get there and let everyone know you trying to go to heaven. Yeah. My Lord. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So get your inside and your outside together. Because you know what?
But if you get your inside together, your outside will show it.
Yes, because many times people will meet you and they're judging the book by the cover, but they don't get to meet the man in the mirror on the inside. Let your light so shine before men that they will see your good work and glorify the Father. It's not about toting that Bible. You can, if you sit here long enough and look at us, you should see the light that's on the outside of our heads. You should see this is not just a light that we got shining on right here. It's a countenance. Let God's countenance be upon thee.
Even though I did change the light.
Huh? That's all right.
You did,
hey, we upgrading around here. And I know some people been warning. Let me get to this because Bishop got to get back to the sermon notes. Hey, we coming back with the Sunday morning service hotter than ever, man. We ain't forgot about you. We got some Yo Fire Son coming from you. But we had to upgrade our technology and things of that nature. And this stuff costs. Sometimes you got to pay the cost to be the boss.
And we out here bossing.
It ain't sometimes. It's
you do. You do. But let that countenance be on the inside and outside. Go ahead, Bishop.
And number 3, watch your body language.
90% of communication is nonverbal.
Nonverbal.
Watch your body language.
That resting face, it
needs to go. It needs to go.
And so many people are not cognizant of it. But if more than one person has told you,
out of the mouth of 2 or 3, let every word be established. That's another good scripture.
If every time somebody looking at you, you look like
You don't look happy. Guess what? You
and then somebody say, "What's wrong with you?" You look like, "What you want? What's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
It's written all over your face.
Yeah. See that joy of the Lord, that should be your strength.
To say a word.
That needs to be your strength.
And it needs to be seen.
That's right.
It needs to be seen not by what you say,
but what you do.
Because guess what? When we sitting on here on Cup of Joe, if we was all over here looking sad and depressed and all, y'all wouldn't be watching. We wouldn't have the 5 people that's watching right now if we was looking sad and depressed all the time.
And the great thing about it is we don't have to fake it. I don't have to fake being smiling with y'all. I'm actually happy to be here.
Yeah.
And we so happy to have you.
Yeah. And we are. And we'd be happy if you hit that like button.
That's right. Go ahead. You can hit that like button. You can pound that notification button. You can also go in the comment section later on and click on that email list and become a partner with us so we can start being a blessing unto you.
Yeah. So, and I just want to let you all know that, listen, you can stand out with just those few things.
Okay. They might be out there getting ready to have a little Cosmo sip, you know what I'm saying? Some of them say, as often as they do this, they be trying to do this in remembrance, but we know what they really be doing.
Oh my!
You know what I'm saying? But
they be tipping a 40 to their home.
Kate, you got a little, you want to drop a little convo on them and stuff before we get ready to get up out of here?
So the combo I would like to drop on you guys today is actually going to coincide with the notes.
Okay.
If you do the work, as Joe said, and you are mindful of who you want to be, who you were predestined, who you've been called to be. Listen, your call wasn't a conference call. It was a private one.
That's right.
When you know that you've been called to greater
say that
to be
again,
that,
Kay, that was good.
It was not a conference call. It was a personal phone call.
My
because
Lord.
there are certain things that only you are able to hear, understand, and then bring to fruition based on what has been said to you. But if you are not authentically who you are pre-designed and destined to be, you prolong all of your purpose and promise. You just prolonging it. You just literally walking around in a circle, or as we like to talk about, that hamster wheel, and refusing to get off of it. But the second that you are unapologetically, and I say unapologetically because the second that I apologize to Kay for my imposter syndrome, for my season of people pleasing, for being anything other than who I on the inside of me knew me to be. I was not unapologetic until I apologized to those things. Because we go around and have apology tours with so many people, but we leave out the person who has suffered the most.
Yourself.
So when you look, as Joe said, at the man, woman in the mirror and really take true inventory that you have lived beyond your means. And when I say beyond, I mean beyond what you knew you desired and deserved. Instead, you continue to be less than what you know you should have. And we allow society to make us feel like we've been discredited so that we should now be discounted in every area. These are lies.
You sound like a little Erica Jakes in here.
But
come on, EJ, we miss you.
But when you get to a place of understanding that your presence and your purpose is priceless.
Yes.
And stop trying to put dollar amounts and discounts on those things. The way you feel about yourself, the way you project and present yourself will change. Your respect for self, how you want to be respected, how you want to be received. I always say, carry yourself how you want to be perceived and received. Point blank, period. I don't feel like if you walking around half naked that somebody should say things out of the way to you or any of those things. These are all choices.
Right.
But if it's giving you the kind of attention that you do not want, there is somewhere that you got to come back to yourself and say, is it them or is it me?
That's good.
That's real good.
These conversations are ones you need to have with yourself. And why I go back to what I said, many times we won't have a conversation with ourselves. So when people are having these conversations around us, we butthurt about it. You feel like somebody being funny or trying to put you on blast or, calling you out. But let me tell you something. You will never be offended.
Come on.
You will never be offended by something that is not offensive to you. You can't say something about me that I don't know about myself, and you can't say something about me that's projected from you to make me feel any less than who I am.
Wow. That's so deep.
This has been Combos with your girl K.
Hey, y'all know what time it is.
Oh, the mayor said that's good.
That is good.
We all walk around in a fence, but when you want to be offended, that's all you're gonna do.
You gotta be. One of the biggest things I had to do after my divorce was literally sit there and talk to myself and say, "Hey, Joe, what did you do?" Okay. Because I had to take some accountability, and I also, once I took that accountability, I had to apologize to myself and say, "Hey, man, on this stuff you should have knew better. On this stuff right here, you messed up. You're gonna have to own it. On this stuff right here, you was wrong. You was wrong. My bad, man. My bad. I should have told you right then. I should have stopped you. Me should have stopped me and said, hey, we going the wrong way." You got to do that work. And if you're not going to ask yourself these tough questions, you're not going to get no hard answers. Let me tell you why. Because the first time you get away with it, you appreciate it. The second time you get away with it, you start anticipating that you can do it. The third time you get away with it, you start expecting it to happen. The fourth time you get away with it, that's when you start getting entitled. And that's what's wrong with a lot of us as a people. We feel entitled. We feel entitled. Okay? And then you start getting dependent upon that entitlement. And when it don't work out for you, you know what you get? You get hatred.
You start pitching a fit.
Yes.
You start having a temper tantrum.
Yes, because things is not going your. I'm sorry, Bishop.
The mayor said you teaching good tonight.
Well, you got to get to a point where you stop yourself and realize, hey, Joe, no, you're wrong. Nope. You need to go. You know how my mama used to say, you need to go somewhere and sit down and sit back and shut up. And when we get in this store, don't you touch nothing. You hear me?
we getting this.
Some of us need that. We done forgot what it was like to be little and get that chastisement. They call it the chastisement of peace. Let it be upon thee. Because by these stripes, you get healed. See, y'all got a whole new revelation on it.
That's a good word.
Sometimes you need to get that. You need to, if somebody else is not going to tighten you up, you get in that mirror and you tighten yourself up.
Yes. Call your own number.
You know what Donald Lawrence said?
What he said?
Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. So encourage yourself. We got to get up out of here, Bishop.
Listen, just go to that next verse in that song that I really like. And that is, as I minister to you,
I minister to myself.
Life can have you so that you feel like literally there is nothing
There's
left.
nothing left.
But
see, the enemy created walls. But
remember, giants,
they do fall. You got to speak over yourself.
And encourage yourself.
In the Lord.
In the Lord.
Come on, Bishop.
Now that's it.
All right.
We got to get out of here.
Look, you gave the final sip, Bishop.
Wow. Hey, speak to yourself and encourage yourself.
Watch how you talk to yourself.
Listen, I see some of y'all been out there crying. You don't tell nobody you get in that room. You know what I'm saying? And it's men and women. Y'all been breaking. But you know what? You speak over yourself and encourage yourself.
Please do.
You get yourself together. You
know, in the words, and I'll take this since Erica is not here, as our song for Church of R&B.
Because she's the pastor and founder of Church of R&B.
She's the official pastor.
Let us be very clear. In the words of the great, late Miss Whitney Houston, you weren't meant to break.
You're not.
You crunch down, crumble, but remember, you were not built to break.
That's right. You're built to endure. Endure that hardness as a good soldier.
And so, and as I said earlier, appreciate where you are and try to find a way to get to where you want to be. Okay?
Keep that confidence.
Keep that confidence, Dress to impress.
On the inside and the outside.
Okay? And watch your body language. Listen,
hey,
we love y'all.
We love y'all. And remember, in the words of K. McCall, it doesn't matter what's going on in your life. Your thing is not look.
Let me cut this thing off.
We love y'all.